Convicted felon, dementia-ridden Kangles McTaco Tits, who we will refer to as Kanks, merely for spite and expediency. Kanks wants to consolidate power, and he never wants to leave the White House. He is going to do everything he possibly can to prevent the midterms and to prevent the 2028 election. This is what authoritarians do. And thankfully, there are some very effective, brave governors who are talking about this, but this needs to become a very large national conversation like we just had about free speech. And we need to talk about the importance of free and fair elections, because you can look at history, and anytime a dipshit loser like Trump, surrounded by even worse dipshit losers, get power, every move they make is to keep and consolidate it. And right here, we have Gavin Newsom talking about the importance of elections and Trump's nefarious attempts.
Fear that we will not have an election in 2028. I really mean that in the core of my soul, unless we wake up to the code red, what's happening in this country, and we wake up soberly to how serious this moment is.
Okay, I think that this is a very important message as we walk and chew gum, as we make our Democratic leaders be more accountable to us and put more pressure on this ridiculous, dangerous administration. We also have to call them out, and we have to remind all Americans as they try to divide us that we get to have elections. They cannot take that away from us, because it will go to the point of no return.
And I feel like we're teetering on the point of no return now. And you know that Trump knows he's going to lose and that his agenda is wildly unpopular because of the gerrymandering, because of military in the cities. So this is not something that is hyperbolic, because it's happening it's already starting. And Gavin Newsom's right. And then you think about all the, Peter Thiel has all information. Elon Musk has all the information. It's terrifying what could be done.
It's overwhelming.
It is.
It's overwhelming, but we have to talk about it, and we have to keep it at the top of the news cycle. And here is J.B. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, also sounding the same alarm.
I believe that one of the reasons Donald Trump wants to send troops into American cities is because he wants to be able to take control of the 2026 elections. Remember that back in 2020, he and Michael Flynn, the former general and former advisor to the president, talked about actually taking control of the ballot boxes in 2020 because they didn't trust the outcome of the election. Now, if they've got troops in cities and it becomes a kind of norm for people, then it won't be abnormal for them when they're going to vote having troops at the ballot boxes. He'll say that he's protecting the ballot. And if he thinks there's some kind of fraud, and what I mean by that is if he thinks that his party isn't going to win, then they very well could do what they suggested they were going to do in 2020, which is take control of the ballot boxes. So I believe that is what this is about. It's about intimidating people from going to the polls who would not vote for his party, and about the ability to take control of the elections if it doesn't go his way.
So this is spot on. And this didn't just happen now. As he mentioned, it started in 2020, but it also started in 2016 during the debates with Hillary Clinton, where he was stalking her around the stage. A lot of the moderators would ask him, will you accept the results of this election? Because he has been, like all dictators do, like all cheaters do, been sounding the alarm that there's something wrong with the elections. And this goes even back before Trump. You have a Republican Party pre-MAGA that gerrymandered. They have less voting polls in lower income neighborhoods, particularly Black neighborhoods in the South. There is a concerted effort by Republicans to prevent the masses from going out and voting because their policies are unpopular. So they create apathy, nihilism, and fear. Now, fast forward to 2024, after we saw what happened on January 6th, we see these masked agents out in the streets, and Pritzker's 100% right. They will put them around voting booths to where somebody will go, some woman will go there and she'll go, fuck this, I'm not doing this. And then multiply it and multiply it and multiply it. And that is their intention with this.
Remember the bomb threats? We never even talked about that. The fire set in Atlanta. This is coordinated, in my opinion. This is coordinated from jump because Titty Baby knows he will lose.
There's no question. And then here's what he has openly talks about, what he wants to do with Democratic governors. So we just played Newsom. Then we went to Pritzker. And then you have another Democratic star, Gretchen Whitmer of Michigan, and right-wing extremists, because that's where they all are. The data shows that, even though the government erased it from their website, they wanted to kidnap her, kidnap a sitting governor. And these people went to trial and were found guilty. And Kanks was just asked about what he wanted to do here. And listen to this dangerous response. And in this response, he's talking yet again about eroding the judiciary. And I want to remind all my fiscal conservatives, all of you white country club Republicans that vote for your economy. When you don't have courts, you don't have an economy. So listen to this. Listen to how dangerous this rhetoric is.
Please. Will you pardon the people who are accused of conspiring to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer?
I'm going to look at it. I will take a look at it. It's been brought to my attention. I did watch the trial. It looked to me like somewhat of a railroad job. I'll be honest with you. It looked to me like some people said some stupid things. They were drinking, and I think they said stupid things. But I'll take a look at that. And a lot of people are asking me that question from both sides, actually. A lot of people think they got railroaded.
Nobody on the left is saying, I think Gretchen Whitmer's kidnappers got a little too loaded and we need to pardon them. Fucking nobody is saying that. He's lying. A follow-up question there would have been, which people on the left are asking you that? What are the names? And keep pressing and pressing. And then when he demeans those journalists, all of those that care about the truth, not the right-wing podcasters that he has sitting in there, need to grab each other's hands and turn around and walk out, because that's the only thing that's effective with a malignant narcissist, is ignoring them. And at some point, we're going to have to start organizing efforts to stand up to him, because what he just said is so dangerous. It is so dictator. It is so authoritarian. And he wants to continue pardoning his supporters who commit violent crimes and have nefarious ideas against what he deems is the enemy from within, which is over half the country.
Yeah, I think I look at this, and what is the most terrifying is that he is giving a free pass to anybody that will do his bidding, which is hurt the enemy from within. January 6th, then you have this deal. And then you have all of these people that are his donors that have gotten pardons, and he's commuted their sentences. So it's like white collar crime is great. Let's bring Andrew Tate back into the country because we don't give a shit about women. And hey, you want to storm the Capitol and take a shit? That's great because you do it on my behalf. You want to do a coup? I'm in. So the emboldening of violence around his support is very upsetting, and it's chilling.
It very much is. Okay. And then you have the person who's really running the country. We did an episode last week about Stephen Miller. And, Kanks doesn't give a shit about policy, even from Trump 1.0 all the way to Trump 2.0. He's a famous non-reader. He likes to be in front of the cameras. He likes to do decorating. He likes to gossip with his friends on the phone at night. And so Stephen Miller is the guy that's this totally evil, diabolical motherfucker that's running the country. He's basically in charge of the DOJ, the FBI, all these other people are puppets. He's the guy that plagiarizes Nazi propagandist Joseph Goebbels. He's so incredibly dangerous. And so Fox News makes an effort to try to humanize him all the time, which is impossible.
Yeah.
So they trot out his wife last night. And here's Jesse Waters interviewing Stephen Miller's wife on television.
You are married to Stephen Miller, so you are the envy of all women. What is that like?
The sexual matador, right?
What is it like being married to such a sexual matador?
He is an incredibly inspiring man who gets me going in the morning with his speeches being like, let's start the day. I am going to defeat the left and we are going to win. He wakes up the day ready to carry out the mission that President Trump was elected to do.
Yeah, he wakes her up in the morning and says, honey, let's do a few Sig Heils and let's go attack people who have different opinions than we do. Let's not worry about geopolitical issues where Russia is being very provocative over Europe. Let's just completely ignore that. You know, of course, he doesn't give a shit about what's happening in Palestine because his number one thing, because he was bullied in high school, is to go after liberals. And he has an incredibly powerful position with a really lazy boss. Therefore, he gets free reign, a blank check to do all this shit. And it is so fucking crazy when I sit here and think about it, that we're going to lose our country. When I see pictures and videos of Kanks and how puffy he is with his makeup, his crazy ass hair, bruises and makeup on his hands, can't walk in a straight line, all the fucking crazy, stupid shit that he says. And then Stephen Miller, he's unelectable.
Right.
Unfuckable.
Unfuckable.
And so they have to trot out his wife to try to humanize him. And that we're going to lose our country to these broken people. These are emotionally stunted, broken people that need inpatient therapy. And we're going to hand over 250 years of this country to these broken fucktwats. Can you believe it, Pumps?
No, I can't believe it. When I saw this, I was just like, can you imagine Tom Brokaw saying your husband's a sexual matador? I mean, why would you even bring that up? It's so gross, but I think you're right on the humanizing. But I also thought it was telling that she said he wakes up every morning. We're going to defeat the left, not we're going to defeat inflation, not we're going to defeat high prices in the cost of living, not that we're going to defeat the fact that no one can buy a house in America unless they're old. None of that. It's the left, because here's the fundamental issue with Stephen Miller. He's a white supremacist.
Yeah.
He thinks the only thing that matters is keeping Donald Trump in power or J.D. Vance so they can continue to make this a Christian nationalist white man nation.
You're 100% right. And I want to leave everybody with a saying that I love: not all heroes wear capes. And yesterday on the mall appeared a statue, Kylie popped this up, a bronze statue depicting Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein holding hands has appeared near the White House in honor of Friendship Month. And you have Epstein and Trump holding hands, skipping with their legs up like they're doing a herky, and then a heart for the friendship thing. And I love this. Whoever did this, I love you. This is fantastic. Keep doing this shit, because it's going to take every single one of us. Listen, subscribe to our channel, but a great, great way to support us is to buy our book. There we go. Life is a Lazy Susan of Shit Sandwiches. The link is right below in the show notes. Subscribe, like this video. Let's fight these fuckers together.